Hey everybody, well here is the lady that wrote the articles that set off this um, series of videos in motion. This is Scarlett Magdalene. She is the tea addicted witch. Now she is saying that she has practiced at the Golden Dawn for over a decade, and there's some other places that she has studied as well. But to me it's looking more like a focused on the witchcraft, not much in paganism. But anyway, the two things that irked me was why I absolutely loathe and despise the maiden, mother, and crone, and then the toxicity of objectifying women in the craft. Now, the thing that she is complaining about is how women are their images and such are being used in the craft, and it's objectifying them, and that men are not giving women enough respect. And she's saying that she's left a lot of esoteric orders and all that because of this. I'm going to have my robot read this for you.
Not your manic pixie occult pin-up dream girl. Not your dream magical partner. Not your high priestess. Not the avatar of your favorite goddess. Not your scarlet woman. Not your Babylon. Women have historically been pinned down into either embracing the virgin or the whore archetype. It's a long-time holdover from Christianity and similar religions, and it desperately needs to die. And quite frankly, it belongs under that bucket of things you need to rethink and toss out when you become a pagan or a polytheist. In countless esoteric orders I was a part of, I heard men projecting their images of the goddess onto their fellow sisters. She's Mary to me, she's Isis, she's Babylon. I've had it done to me, and it's not flattering, it's creepy as hell. The constant putting up women on altars and pedestals, even having them as the altars, the romanticizing and fetishizing of the divine feminine as being the pinnacle of ultimate receptiveness with zero boundaries and something any woman should aspire to attain to, none of it is healthy. None of it provides a safe atmosphere for women, and all of it is attention we absolutely do not want, especially coupled with sexual harassment and a total inability to regard our "no, I'm not interested" as being sacrosanct. I am no longer in those groups, and it is precisely why I left. The over-sexualization and objectification of women in Western mystery tradition groups, traditional witchcraft circles, and in pagan and polytheist traditions in general is extremely pervasive and toxic to everyone involved. We cannot use the past or what other people tolerate as an excuse. Whataboutism isn't helping, nor we cannot claim to be counterculture one moment then use the very culture we are supposed to be veering away from as an excuse the next, either. This is behavior that should neither be condoned or tolerated. Setting appropriate boundaries and having discussions on acceptable behavior need to happen, as well as steps to take for when things go wrong. I shouldn't have to attend gatherings where sex and fertility is the core of the reason for the gathering and/or tradition, i.e., a Beltane festival, and be subjected to the male gaze and sexual harassment while present, or have it be assumed that my presence there automatically means consent. I shouldn't have to explain why magazine covers of Babylon Barbie are offensive, or why endless books by men describing witches as hypersexual women as the desired and only acceptable mold and model are problematic. And I haven't even gotten into the issue of #MeToo and how that also ties into all of this. Our sexuality as women is constantly being both policed and made policy by men and the women who support those men, and it is not okay. There is a massive, massive difference between supporting women's sexuality and objectifying them for it, and that objectification comes in many forms, including the erasing of our humanity by pinning goddesses to us, the apparent entitlement to our sexuality, and not letting us define us. I don't hear the positions ever reversed in these places. I have never walked into those same gatherings and groups and heard about women's own relationship with the male component of divinity. Not without it somehow directly relating to the men present. It's all about the male gaze in these sorts of groups, and it seems that only the straight and bi/pansexual women are the ones embraced. Interest in men by women is both assumed and desired as the default, and the crippling heteronormative thinking remains. Somehow the notion that women just might fall under the category of other or uninterested gets left out of the discussion, and it's alienating to those of us who aren't a part of the het/bi/pan bucket. And the fault of these issues rests not just with men but with women too. Women need to be less complicit in these affairs as well. Listen to your fellow women and stand up for them when they speak up. Just because you think you are comfortable, doesn't mean that they will be, and their voice needs to be heard too. Too often it happens where sexism is so ingrained and institutionalized that it doesn't even occur to us how wrong it is until we look at it with fresh eyes. I have been in the scenario where I was on the end of the table of that discussion due to both my boundaries and consent having been violated. The woman who was hearing me out accused me of being a prude. That is unacceptable, out of line, unconscionable. Women, trust your sisters. Hear them out. Don't dismiss them. It's time to rethink long-time honored thoughts on many things, and it's okay to do so. Women are more than their bits and fertility status. This is offensive to cis and trans women both. This is why the maiden mother crone model has always left me cold. I avoid it like the plague. Having genuine sexual freedom and being sex positive for all genders and sexual orientations means freedom to both do and not do. Regardless of whether or not you are in a romantic asexual or a polyamorous pansexual, no should mean no, and the circles and groups I partake of should be more than just for men looking for their playboy goddess or sex magic partner. We need to reconsider our language, our imagery, and how we communicate with each other in general.
Alright, now here's something that I thought was quite interesting. In her article, she wrote, "The woman who was hearing me out accused me of being a prude. That is unacceptable, out of line, and unconscionable." But then says, "Women, trust your sisters. Hear them out. Don't dismiss them." So that makes her a hypocrite because she was dismissing the person that was calling her a prude. Okay? So it only works if you are following her narrative, it seems. Alright, so she has a problem with the maid mother crone, as we know, and it's in the next video. The problem I'm having with this is that on Facebook, every day, I see a lot of images posted that have females in some sexualized manner, where the outfit that they're wearing is quite revealing, that they're young, beautiful, very attractive pictures. However, they're being posted by women. Women outnumber men in paganism. Okay, in most covens, most groups, you're going to find there's more women than men. So I don't see how men can, from the minority, impose these standards that this lady is talking about. I don't see it. She also talked about, excuse me, institutionalized sexism. Now, I would like to know, how do you have institutionalized sexism in covens? The coven usually has a high priestess, and so, I don't think she would allow sexism to occur. Secondly, we pagans are kind of a weird lot. We don't exactly follow the social norms of other groups, so we don't follow institutionalized guidelines when we get together. We kind of do our own thing. And covens and groups, I would like to know how institutionalized sexism goes in there. Okay, because I find that to be ludicrous by this person. Now, the next thing I want to show you is this, and that is we're going to go to her other topics here. Okay, remember she's saying how it's bad that we objectify women in the craft? Oh, there's a young, beautiful woman. Okay, isn't that objectifying? Let's scroll down some more. Here's one. Now, she doesn't want people to be women to be objectified as some magical goddess or magical partner, but she's doing it her damn self. Huh. Okay, look at that outfit. I mean, there's not very much for fabric on this particular female. And the writer is talking about how men objectify women. Well, what is she doing? So she is objectifying women. She's using women to sell her or promote her blog. So she is just as guilty as everybody else that she's been accusing. The other thing that I've been noticing on Facebook is that these images, like this one right here, are posted multiple times throughout the day, every day, by women. Women use these images to empower themselves. That is a way for them to express themselves. So I tried an experiment. I told a couple women that were posting images like this that they needed to stop doing it because they're objectifying women, and then I posted a link to that blog. And they defriended me, all of them. So this is being punished for a crime that I didn't commit. I've tried to fight to stop the objectification of women. I get punished for that. It's a no-win situation for men. And so that is my problem here with this particular blog, is because this lady seems to have a problem with her sexuality, and she is imposing it on everybody else.